Hi everyone, Uncle Bob here. The second game that will appear in this series as a crop is Resident Evil Resistance. The game was released alongside Resident Evil 3 and was included in the package. So far, this is the only way to get it. A strange decision. Currently, it has only a 39% positive rating. It is similar to the very popular and highly rated Dead by Daylight. Each game consists of 5 players. 4 players work together to complete 3 objectives on the map, find keys or destroy containers, and then escape the map. The 5th person is so-called mastermind, that is, someone who prevents the others from achieving their goal. Okay, so what did this game do to deserve such reviews? What did people complain about at launch, and has anything changed since then? The problem was, and still is, hackers who actively ruin the gameplay for everyone. Apparently, even in such a niche game, they need to pump up their egos with infinite ammo. Another problem was an update in which the guns mounted on cameras become powerful weapons. They were so overpowered that players were simply shot to pieces. And zombie cars become useless in a zombie game. It's a joke. The game suffered from a lack of balance from the start, but those cannons finished it off. There were also server issues, of course, and let's not forget the mastermind players who escaped from the game, in effect cancelling the entire match, resulting in everyone winning only a waste of time and bundle of nerves. This created such a discouraging mix that interested people were put off right from the start. The graphics are what they are, and they are good. However, this is not surprising, as they are on par with Resident Evil 2 and 3. It is the same graphics engine. I really like the music. The theme we hear in the main menu is very atmospheric, but it's the only track we hear. It's a bit like we've gone back in time 40 years and the developers only had room on the floppy disk for one track. Still, it's good that it's a good one. Sound effects, I have no complaints. The game uses the same sound base as its bigger brothers. Nemesis roars like in the third game, zombies mumble, and Mr. X rustles his coat to the rhythm of his steps, like a nylon tracksuit from the 90s. Of course, there is no single player campaign here, there is only one game mode and training, during which we can only really familiarize ourselves with the controls. Speaking of controls, there's something a little strange here. I don't know if it's just me or if I'm imagining things, but to me it's definitely different from what we know from Resident Evil 2 and 3. I mean the feel of the character, as if she were reacting with a certain sluggishness, a micro lag. She moves as if she had a stick up her ass. In the full version, when controlling Leon or Jill, the character's movements are perfect, like on a string, but here something doesn't feel right. It's definitely not the fault of the computer and its performance, because I played on 2 configurations and in both cases I have the same strange, stiff feelings. The key layout during gameplay also leaves much to be desired, especially when playing as the mastermind. The controls are designed for a gamepad, and transferring them to the keyboard and mouse has been completely messed up. For example, you control the camera with the mouse, but if you want to place a zombie, you have to hold down Ctrl first, and only then you can move the zombie with your mouse. Let's talk more about the gameplay itself. I start with the survivor's side. We choose a character, each with different skills. So we have Tyrant, who can take more damage. We have a hacker who disables the mastermind's cameras, through which he observes the players. We have a girl who has increased healing bonuses, etc. It's a classic division of roles in a team. Generally, it doesn't matter much who you choose, as each character has something useful to offer. It all depends on the player's preferences. We appear on the map and, together with 3 other players, we have to find 3 keys to open the passage to the next zone. We have a limited amount of time to do this, which we can extend by killing creatures and by moving on to the next zone. Each map consists of 3 zones. Along the way we earn credits, which we can use to buy ammunition, weapons or healing plants. After the game is over, we get points that we spend on boxes with cosmetic items or passive skills for our runners and mastermind. With passive skills, we can create builds for our characters, increase the damage of melee weapons, firearms and damage against camera. And with the Mastermind, we can increase creature damage, go for stronger poisoning, traps or spam zombies. In the game we get cosmetic items from chests, which is cool. But unfortunately the design, or rather the theme of these costumes, is a parade of weirdos. I don't know why, but we only have outfits in the style of emo, techno, punk, goth, pseudo-tough guys, clowns and such like creatures. The only thing missing is a guy in a banana and unicorn costume. I've never seen such a fucked up atmosphere created by outfits anywhere else, except maybe in Call of Duty. But I haven't played it, so I can't comment. What's worse, the stupid outfits aren't just for our characters, but also for the zombies. I'm too old for this. The sight of a zombie in a crocodile costume amused me. But a moment later I shook my head in embarrassment. It's a shame there's no option to turn off these outfits, so you don't have to look at them. Instead, I would prefer more classic things. Unlocking characters from the old games, their clothes. Here's a little pause. I saw a police officer's outfit, like the one Leon wore in Resident Evil 2. Some diamond was found. And continue. Normal clothes, camouflage, there are many options, and the creators choose fairy tale creatures. What made me like this game? Unfortunately, playing as a survivor is medical, mainly because of the characters of the kids. I would have liked it better if we controlled Leon, Chris, Ada or Hank, but playing as the Mastermind is like the meat in a hamburger, or cheese in mac and cheese. So as Mastermind we start by setting traps and zombies on the map, locking doors and hiding keys. During the game we spy on the players through cameras, and we do so by switching between them. However, there is an additional option. You can take on the role of the zombie or special biological weapon, in short, a Nemesis or Mr. X, and chase the player for a short amount of time. To summon a zombie or set up a trap, we use cards for this purpose. Each card has an energy cost to use it, and this is generated over time. Our goal is, of course, to prevent the others from escaping. Each death of another player reduces the remaining time by 30 seconds. For me, the most enjoyable moment in this game is when other players are fighting zombies in a cramped room and I take control of a zombie, bite one of them and knock them down. The panic among the survivors is wonderful. Unfortunately, playing as the Mastermind is very difficult, and it's quite hard to get to the point where the survivors are torn apart, due to a balance issue. Even a couple of smart, coordinated people are enough to make a Mastermind wave goodbye. They destroy zombies in a second, avoid traps, and disable or destroy cameras. Then there is simple no time to prepare an ambush for the players. On the other hand, if the players mess up, destroying such a team is a piece of cake. Unfortunately, most players are at least moderately skilled, and then you have to work hard to make something happen. I think it's quite difficult to balance this title, but unfortunately, the developers abandoned it a long time ago and are not even attempting to do so. While recording this material, I was worried whether I would find people to play with at all. I was pleasantly surprised that within a few minutes, the team was complete and we could start. The situation with the Mastermind is a little worse. Here, I had to wait as long as 10-15 minutes. I encountered a hacker maybe twice, but I'm not sure, as I don't master this game that well, especially after such a long break. So I don't know if someone had a specific build, or if it was a hacker. Nevertheless, I had fun. I would even say a lot of fun. I wanted to start another match and another, and then a survivor and another one, and so on. So it's still possible to have fun with this title, although it leaves a little to be desired. The Resident Evil universe is quite extensive, which means there is plenty of content to add. However, the business model used, the lack of balance, initial bugs and cheaters have effectively discouraged people from playing this title. The solution would be to switch completely to a free-to-play model and add a decent anti-cheat system. Will this happen? I doubt it. One day Capcom will announce the closure of the servers, and only a handful of people will care. It's a shame because I think this title has potential, but this isn't the first game to be ruined by decisions of its creators. That's all for today. See you next time!